My dad disowned me for property, but instead of crying over it, I turned his greed into the very weapon that destroyed him. I always thought parents loved their children more than anything. But my father loved land more than me. When my grandfather passed away, he left behind property, land, and a house that had been in our family for decades. It was supposed to be divided fairly. Everyone knew it. My grandfather was a strict man, but he believed in fairness. But my dad, fairness was never in his vocabulary. One evening, he called me into the living room. His tone was cold, his face stone-hard. He didn't even hesitate when he said, "From today, you are no longer my daughter." I froze. I thought it was a cruel joke, some twisted test. But he meant it. He told relatives I had been cut off for dishonoring the family. The real reason. By erasing me, he got a bigger slice of the inheritance. And just like that, my whole world shattered. I cried. 4 nights, I cried until my body gave up. I wasn't just losing my father. I was losing my identity, my family, my place in the world. But here's the thing about pain. It either breaks you, or it builds you. And my father had just built something inside me he would soon regret, rage. The more I thought about it, the more something felt off. How could my grandfather, who had always treated me fairly, suddenly decide I deserved nothing? So I started digging. Quietly, carefully. I searched through old boxes in the attic, letters my grandfather had written, papers my dad had hidden away. And then I found it, a copy of my grandfather's real will. My name was right there, clear as daylight. I was supposed to inherit just like everyone else. But the papers my father presented to the family were different. My name was missing. The signatures looked strange, almost shaky, like someone tried to imitate them. That's when it hit me. My father hadn't just disowned me. He had forged the documents. And in that moment, my tears dried up. My pain turned into focus. I wasn't going to beg him to love me again. I was going to burn down his empire, brick by brick. I didn't confront him right away. No, that would have been stupid. Instead, I started building my arsenal. I collected every receipt, every letter, every version of the will I could find. I spoke to my grandfather's lawyer, who quietly confirmed something wasn't right. Even the notary had records that didn't match what my dad was waving around. Piece by piece, I built a case so strong it could crush stone. And all the while I acted silent, invisible, discarded. My father thought I was gone. But in reality, I was standing right behind him, sharpening the knife of revenge. The day of the hearing, my father walked into court like a king. Head high, smug smile, certain he had already won. But then he saw me sitting there, with a lawyer at my side. His face dropped. For the first time, I saw fear in his eyes. When the judge unsealed the original will, the room went silent. The forged signatures, the missing pages, the lies, one by one, every brick of his empire collapsed. The lawyer laid out everything. My grandfather's true intentions, the forged documents, the fraud. By the time it was over, my father wasn't just exposed. He was humiliated, stripped naked in front of the community he valued more than me. The verdict. Not only did I receive my rightful share, but because of his fraud, the court penalized him. He lost control of most of the property he had fought so viciously to steal. Neighbors whispered. Relatives pointed. The man who disowned his daughter for property was now branded a liar and a cheat. His pride? Gone. His reputation? Shattered. His empire? Reduced to rubble. And me? I walked away not just with land and property, but with something far more valuable. The knowledge that I had beaten him at his own game. He disowned me to erase my future. But in the end, I erased his empire and walked away owning everything. Smiling face with horns.